Welcome to the Technical Writing Success Podcast. This is episode 142.
I'm Daphne.
And I'm Fred. We're really excited today to spend some time on something super important.
Yeah, a topic that honestly makes the difference between documentation people actually use and the stuff that just gathers digital dust.
We are talking about information architecture, IA, specifically for technical writing.
And we're digging into a really insightful article by Victoria Oluchi Lazarus. She's a technical writer and software developer.
Right. The article's called Information Architecture. What does this mean in technical writing? It was published on LinkedIn February 27th, 2025.
Our mission here is pretty simple. Pull out the practical strategies from this piece.
Stuff that if you're a technical writer, a documentation specialist, maybe an IT pro, can use like right now to make your content better.
Definitely. Better structure, better usability.
Okay, so Lazarus kicks things off with this great little story, right? Buying a smart TV.
Oh, yeah, the manual nightmare.
Exactly. You get it home, open the manual, or maybe the online help, and it's just chaos.
Yeah.
Scattered. You spend like 2 hours just figuring out setup.
It's such a perfect illustration, isn't it?
Why does that resonate so much?
Well, because it shows the real cost of bad IA. It's not just, wasted time.
No, it's more than that.
It's frustration. It leads to bad reviews, users just giving up.
And they won't go back to that documentation later.
Never. So the documentation completely failed.
Yeah.
Right from the start.
Yeah, failed its main job before the user even got going. That's pretty bad.
It underlines how critical IA is strategically.
Okay, so we see the problem. Before we get into her 7 strategies, let's just nail down the definition. What is information architecture for us?
Lazarus defines it as the strategic planning and structuring of content.
Yeah.
The goal is clarity, usability, and importantly, accessibility for the end user.
So organizing, labeling, guiding the user.
Exactly. Making it intuitive, the main takeaway. Technical writing absolutely needs good structure. It thrives on it.
Right. Structure is key. So Lazarus gives us 7 strategies. Let's maybe tackle the first few, the kind of foundational ones.
It sounds good. The absolute first step, maybe the most important. Understanding who you're writing for.
Strategy 1. Understand your audience. Seems obvious, maybe.
You'd think, but it's easy to mess up. She emphasizes asking, who is this person? What do they specifically need right now?
Like, are they a dev needing API details or someone non-technical setting up a dashboard?
Precisely. If you mix those up, your structure is useless from the get-go.
Okay, know the audience. What's next? This seems linked to the first point.
It is. It's strategy 3 in her list, actually, but it flows well here. Use a simple and easy to understand writing style.
Ah, where the structure meets the actual words.
Right. She recommends a conversational style, which I generally agree with for most tech docs.
But what about, expert users, developers? Do we risk talking down to them if it's too simple?
That's the balancing act. It's not about dumbing down. It's about clarity. Use the right terms for the audience level, and if you have to use a complex term or acronym,
Define it immediately, or link to a glossary.
exactly. Maintain the technical accuracy, but make the language clear, transparent.
I think pacing is important there too. Don't dump all the complexity at once.
Yes. Introduce complex bits gradually. Explain it simply, even if the tech underneath is hard. Better comprehension.
Makes sense. So we know the audience, we have the right style, now the actual framework.
Now we get to strategy 2. Define a clear structure. This goes right back to that confusing TV manual.
We need clear headings, subheadings, menus, links, ways for people to find stuff easily.
Absolutely. But the logic of the flow is critical. It has to match how a user actually works through something.
Her example is spot on. Don't put how to use the product before installation or setup.
Right. That just breaks the user's mental model instantly. It's confusing.
So a logical sequence. She suggests something like intro first,
Then prerequisites, what do you need before you start?
then getting started,
Then tutorials, maybe more detailed use cases.
and finally troubleshooting.
Yeah, that sequence respects the user's journey from knowing nothing to getting it working.
Okay, that's a solid foundation. Audience, style, structure.
Yeah.
But doing this for one doc is one thing.
Yeah.
What about across like a whole product suite?
Now we get into the operational side. Consistency at scale. That brings us to strategy 4. Implement standardized content models.
Right, thinking bigger than just one guide, like an entire documentation ecosystem.
Exactly. Using standards forces you to make those architectural decisions early. It stops things from getting messy later.
She mentions tools, right? Markdown.
Yeah, DITA, Markdown, JSON schema, tools for structured authoring.
So every prerequisite section looks and feels the same, no matter the guide.
Precisely. Same field, same metadata, same basic flow. That's the key to scalable IA. It creates a predictable experience for the user.
They learn where to look for things, regardless of the specific product. Consistency builds trust.
It really does.
Let's take a brief break for a special message from our producer, Kurt Robbins.
Hi, this is Kurt Robbins. First, thanks for listening. I truly appreciate your support. I want to let you know that I'm currently accepting new clients. My rates are affordable, and I have more than 25 years of experience working for enterprise companies like Microsoft, Northrop Grumman, Oracle, PNC Bank, FedEx, USAA, and Wells Fargo, among many others. If you want to improve your IT documentation and communications, hire me. I deliver fast, know how to use AI to improve efficiency and accuracy, and love going the extra mile to satisfy my clients. Thank you for subscribing and listening. Back to you, Daphne and Fred.
Welcome back to the Technical Writing Success Podcast.
Okay, before the break, we covered the foundations. Audience, the writing style, clear structure, and using standardized models for consistency.
Right. Now let's shift to how users actually, find and digest all this carefully structured content.
Which brings us to a huge one. Strategy 5, optimized for searchability.
Absolutely critical. Your structure could be perfect, but if users can't find the answer using search,
Whether that's Google or the search bar inside the product or Help Center.
then it doesn't matter how good the structure is. The main things to optimize, headings and metadata.
So tech writers need to think like information architects and SEO specialists a bit.
Kind of. Tagging content effectively. Not just keywords, but maybe action verbs, error codes users might actually type in.
And those structured authoring tools we mentioned, they often help enforce good metadata habits, don't they?
They do. Which helps with external search visibility, sure. But crucially, it makes the internal search workhorse much more reliable.
If users rely on search, search needs to understand the IA underneath, so they can find it. Now, how do we make it easy to understand quickly?
Good question. That leads to strategy 6. Leverage visual and interactive elements.
Reducing that cognitive load. A picture or diagram worth 1,000 words, right?
Sometimes, yes. If you can show a complex process with a clean flowchart instead of a dense paragraph, definitely use the visual.
Diagrams, flowcharts, tables, they really help, especially when someone is just scanning for a quick solution.
And don't forget interactive stuff. This is key for managing complexity without overwhelming people.
Like tooltips, or those sections you can click to expand.
Exactly. Collapsible sections are great IA. The user gets the main points, clicks only if they need the nitty-gritty details like technical definitions or warnings.
It gives the user control, lets them manage the information density, respects their pace.
Right.
Okay, so we've covered audience, structure, style, consistency, searchability, visuals.
Right.
We've built this theoretically great documentation structure. But how do we know if it actually works for real users?
That's the final crucial piece. Strategy 7, test and iterate. IA isn't something you set and forget.
Right, it needs checking. It's a cycle.
It's ongoing optimization based on how people actually use the docs.
And the way to find that out?
Usability testing. Watch real users try to complete tasks using your documentation. Gather feedback.
Did they get stuck? Could they find the menu item? Did the structure make sense to them?
Yes. Testing is where you find the blind spots, the gaps in your structure or your content. Then you iterate. You improve it.
So wrapping this all up, Victoria Oluchi Lazarus really drives home that IA isn't just some optional extra or a buzzword.
No, it's fundamental. It's the strategic underpinning that determines if your documentation is actually useful or not.
For developers, for no-code users, for everyone.
Good structure ensures the documentation serves its purpose.
I think the big takeaway for you listening is pretty clear. Bad IA, like that awful TV manual, actively pushes users away. It creates frustration.
But effective IA, using these kinds of strategies, thinking about the user flow, consistency, search, testing it, doesn't just lead to understanding.
It builds loyalty, right? Loyalty to the product and the documentation,
Mm-hmm.
because you're showing you respect the user's time and effort.
Exactly. You're making their life easier, not harder.
Thank you for listening to the Technical Writing Success Podcast, where we help you get smarter than your competition.
Remember to like, subscribe, comment, and share. See you next week.